ultimate picnic dishes. I'm going to make, before you ask, I'm going to make vitello tonato, which is their most classic and delicious cold roast veal, slightly pink, cut very, very thinly, with a mayonnaise. I'm going to do a green bean salad, and to serve with that, I'm going to do a focaccia.
I have to say, I've never seen a proper vitello tonato made. I've had kind of bits and pieces here and there, but I'm really interested in seeing that. Anyway, I am doing like a picnic loaf. And I'm doing it with asparagus, smoked salmon, and like a parmesan kind of, almost like a quiche mix.
OK.
And to go with that, I'm making a very kind of quick, reasonably simple tomato relish / chutney. And also, just to put myself really in trouble, I'm going to make some really lovely fresh lemonade with a little hint of rose water.
Oh, lovely.
Mark's got a lot of work to do, so starts with the filling for his picnic loaf.
So I make the custard first, OK? So I need eggs. This is the easy bit, actually.
So it's a bit like a kind of, like a terrine, but it's perfect.
It's like a quiche in a terrine.
Yeah. And the bread sort of encases it also. The bread goes presumably quite crusty.
It does go crusty, but then you've got to let it all cool down. And so it sets, but you do still get that kind of texture. Yeah. So lots of parmesan, because you want to really flavour this with parmesan, and cream, OK?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, little grating of nutmeg in there. OK, that's that bit.
With the custard made, Mark lines his loaf tin with crustless buttered white bread, then turns his attention to the rest of the filling for his picnic loaf.
Now, I have here lovely smoked salmon, pre-blanched asparagus. We want kind of half with smoked salmon and half without. But you need to just sort of layer up this now. So you put in your layers of asparagus. Now, the reason why am I only doing half and half is because it would just be far too strong.
Too strong, yeah.
Far too strong. And it looks sort of, well, hopefully nice with the layers.
Yeah.
Right, a little seasoning of a little touch of pepper now. So we're going to pour in some of the custard now. It's nice and thick, but obviously that's going to set up nicely. We're going to take a few basil leaves here and then just basically lay them, and then just repeat that whole process again.
Mark continues to layer up his loaf with the asparagus and smoked salmon, pours over the egg and parmesan custard, and tops with fresh basil and a final layer of bread.
And with the top layer, sort of try and squeeze as much on as you can to get that and the last little bit there.
Yeah.
So we get that in the oven.
The picnic loaf goes in the oven for 45 minutes at 200 degrees. Now he can crack on with his tomato relish. He starts by frying some onions in olive oil.
A little bit of apple, because obviously it adds a bit of sweetness as well. Grated, yes. Yeah. Then we've got some mustard seeds. Don't be put off by the colour of this apple. And as you know, as soon as you grate an apple, nothing you can do
to stop it from
oxidising. Yeah. But we're going to add brown sugar in here, tomatoes, chilli, so you're not even going to notice that colour. It's all about the flavour in the relish anyway. And then we're going to add chilli, but dried chilli flakes in this.
Oh.
Well, yeah, a bit spicy. Yeah, it's quite nice. So a good pinch of those. So we have a little pinch of allspice in there.
Mark's ultimate picnic dish is well underway, so it's over to Theo, who's making a start on his veal, which he seasons before adding to a hot pan. Theo flavours the veal with chopped fresh rosemary and sears the meat until it's golden.
I'm going to pop this in the oven.
Yep.
And I'm just going to roast it for about 20 minutes. Well, just slightly pink. So about 20 minutes in an oven, about 180 degrees.
Is this English rose veal you're using?
That's English rose veal, yeah. Which is, you know, a really, really lovely product.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
fantastic.
To go with this dish, I'm going to make some focaccia. So, Tipo 00 flour, so that's fine pasta flour.
Right, OK.
Semolina flour. Little pinch of salt, warm water with some fresh yeast.
OK, yeah.
And then just mix it together. And you want to incorporate all those ingredients together so it forms a dough.
Once the dough has come together, it's kneaded for 10 to 15 minutes before being covered and left to rise for an hour, or until roughly doubled in size.
So it's all...
it's quite a dry dough now,
It's slightly dry, yeah.
Because you're going to
incorporate
incorporate
I'm just going to sort of knock it back, get rid of some of that air, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in this tin.
Yep.
And just so it doesn't stick, put a bit of oil in there as well, just so it becomes slightly non-stick.
Right, OK.
And then we're going to pop that in. I'm just going to push that into the sides. Try and keep that top bit as smooth as possible. The flatter it is at this stage, the evener it will rise. So we're going to leave that for about 15, 20 minutes. It's going to sort of puff back up again. And here we have one that's been sitting for 15 minutes. So you can see it's just risen up again.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do, put some oil on top.
And there you go. That's how you get the wonderful...
And then get that smooth. And then just put...
Oh, right.
Just gently...
Go on, look at that.
Do your fingers in
That's how you
like
get the
that.
dimples.
And then I get some rosemary, plenty of salt, coarse sea salt. So that's going to go in a very hot oven, about 200 degrees, for about 10 minutes, and it'll puff up really beautifully.
Mark hopes his asparagus and smoked salmon loaf is just what the judges want to take on a picnic, and Theo thinks he can make an impression with his vitello tonato and homemade focaccia. Which one will be perfect?